Good evening, folks. Wally here from Wally Reviews, and today we're going to be checking out episode 2 of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. I don't think I have much to say, except I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes, so let's jump right into it. Oh, that's an interesting intro card. Trainer Sakonji. Okay. How does she feel about it? How much of her is in there? She doesn't like the sunlight. True. Oh, that's why he has the basket for her. Dude, she's a whole other person. She's as big as you. How are you carrying her? She's honestly like 40 kilos or something, 30 or 40 kilos. Like, she's huge. Okay, that's why she always looks so young in all the material. She literally de-ages herself and shrinks herself. Okay. I was gonna say, she looks so much older than all the material I've seen. How strong is this guy's sense of smell? I have to pause there. That was a really good character moment. I did not want to gloss by it because last episode I was pretty critical of the show for kind of telling instead of showing. But Tanjiro's first instinct when he smells blood to rather than run away, try and go help someone is a really good way to show his altruism and just how much of a good person he is. However, I do want this incessant kind of need to be that good and that law abiding and that moral to kind of bite him back because he's too trusting, because he's seeing the best in everything, and that kind of leads to some consequences because the world is not a place where you can always be good and where you can always preserve these things, and it's always in those more darker moments where being good is actually hard is when being good matters. It's not hard to be a good person when nothing's going wrong. It's very hard to be a good person when everything is going wrong. So I kind of want to see how much he can maintain this kind of morality and the ethics that he innately kind of follows when in the face of more complex moral questions. He already has one in the shape of Nezuko. He's literally carrying a demon to potentially innocent people. So I want him to more grapple with this fact rather than him always being rewarded for it. Is he the one that killed everyone, or is Nezuko just getting PTSD? Oh, she wants to eat. Nezuko wants to eat them. Okay. Ooh, nice tracking shot. Yeah, can you do it? Can you kill him? This is it. This is the moral quandary I was waiting for. But I want to see him deal with Nezuko's situation. Can he do it? He doesn't have it in him to kill him. Or he or he can't literally do it with a knife. Use your own head to figure it out. Burning? You burn him? Crushing. Okay. But can you do it? Yeah, he's going to suffer. He's trying to be humane to demons. Buddy! He's too kind. He can't make decisions. He's too kind. Too much empathy. Yep. Okay, that's his character. Yeah. Please don't be something where he's gonna talk no jutsu and save the demons. I want him to deal with this and figure a solution out. Yeah, the sun's gonna burn him up. Bro, Nezuko. Look out for Nezuko. Where is she? Yeah, where is she? Go get her. Bro, there's no way you lost her. Brother. I know you are going through some shit, but brother. Okay. She's okay. She's smart. She's smart. I still think Nezuko is probably my favorite character. Oh, he buried those people? Yep. That was fast. That was a really fast burial. Okay. Giyu. They're bringing it up. Like I said, they're bringing it up. They're doing what I wanted. Okay. Okay. Yep. He thinks too much. He's too kind. Yep. You gotta take responsibility for your actions. They're literally called the Demon Slayer Corps. Okay, there's booby traps. When did he rig all of these? Yeah. Uh huh. No, you won't, brother. I know the power system is like breath, so is this like trying to get him to learn about breathing? Mm-hmm. How good is this kid's breath? I really need to know. Like, how good is he at smelling stuff? Ooh, nice tracking shot. That's a really good tracking shot. Okay. Flexing. Okay. That was really good. How has that not killed you? It's bamboo. Those are so fucking hard. Bro, that's a concussion worthy. Yes, people in this world are just built different. I know it's an anime trope and it doesn't mean anything, but it is funny to see like this kid getting whopped by bamboos. That test went way faster than I imagined. Oh, I thought this was gonna be like, is this his dad or grandpa? Okay. I was gonna say like, why does this guy have such good smell? The music is slaying. I believe this is Yuki Kajiura as well. Okay, is that the end of the episode? That flew by. Ooh, spider lilies. Oh, the CD. CD kind of slaps. Whose voice is this? Is this? I have never heard the CD. It is Lisa. Fiction Junction feat Lisa. I was gonna say it sounds like Lisa. Okay, they got her for both. I really want to see Nezuko and Tanjiro like duo fight. I think her the demon design is the coolest shit ever. Aw, okay, that's adorable. Okay, that's episode one. I don't believe there's any extra credits. I will take a look though and see. So give me 1 second. Nah, it's just a preview. Okay. Okay. So this episode was much better than the first one. Again, they did a lot of showing, way less telling. There was a lot of clues dropped on this new guy, Mr. Sakonji, I believe his name is, and him having a good sense of smell and stuff. And at the end, they dropped the heir apparent stuff, which really ties in well because I was literally thinking the same thing. So that's what I was questioning. Like, why does this guy also have like a great sense of smell kind of deal? Like, but I guess that's something that's rare and that's a really valuable talent for a demon slayer, maybe. I'm really glad that it's episode 2 and we are dealing with what should be the main moral problem for this character is that how does a character that tries to be an infinite force for good survive in a world that won't let him always be an infinite force of good? And how does he survive in a world where being good is not the right choice? The next thing that I need to grapple with is Nezuko was really struggling there to control her appetite. Her mouth was all watering, and they did a really good job first showing the drip, so you might have thought that she was crying at seeing the carnage and is experiencing some PTSD, but it's more that she's suffering from hunger pangs. She's suffering from cravings, like she wants to feed, but she can't. And Nezuko is arguably going through as hard of a moral problem as Tanjiro, where Tanjiro his conflict resides in him trying to be good while also that good and that empathy and that morality that he has not being something that is good because he's also showing it to demons and he's showing it to those that do harm and he can't bring himself to stand up to them because he's so kind. Nezuko's struggle, on the other hand, is that she has to fight her own nature as well in the other direction. She is a demon, but she has to resist that intrinsic part of her that's screaming for feeding, that's screaming for eating, and she has to suppress that part of herself and try to be more human. Tanjiro has to kill his humanity in a way. Nezuko has to kill her monstrosity. And that's kind of the dichotomy. Like I don't think Tanjiro is the only protagonist. I think Nezuko is a deuteragonist. And I think that they are supposed to be a pair that go together and their arcs reflect each other as they try to figure out ways where they can both survive and do what's best while maintaining some semblance of integrity of their character. Tanjiro's struggle especially reminds me a lot of Aang from The Last Airbender, because Aang's biggest problem while facing Fire Lord Ozai, the problem that he went to consult all the other avatars with the lion turtle, was that he could not bring himself to kill Ozai, despite it being his literal responsibility as the avatar to get rid of Ozai and to bring balance. But in that, well, the way the show in Avatar they resolved it was that Angus stripped Ozai of his bending and took away the power that enabled him. However, I'm not sure if they're going to go the same way with Tanjiro, and I really hope they don't, because with like Aang's struggle was mainly with toppling one enemy. Tanjiro's struggle is with all demon kind, and he can't just try and neuter every demon he comes across. He has to get that resolve and be able to bite his tongue and do what's for the greater good rather than preserve his inner morality and ethics. And Nezuko, in the same vein, she's a demon now. And so she has to battle her instincts and everything that her heart tells her to do and try to be good. She has to actively try to be better and has to actively try to not be what is ostensibly herself at this point, and she's fighting her new reality. And so I think that both of them are really good kind of mirrors of this, one trying to suppress and overcome his overly empathetic humanity, the other trying to wrestle and corral her insatiable monstrosity. So thematically, I think they're doing a pretty good job in establishing that, and I hope that we continue on this path. Um, the action and the trap scene and the test scene, I really don't have much to say. It was kind of whatever for me. I really didn't think much of it. And yeah, they accentuated the breath thing, and I know that breath is kind of the power system, so looking forward to being introduced to how that works. But overall, a much better episode than episode one. High key, this show might have benefited really a lot if it was like a 1 hour first episode that encompassed both of these, and then you got the whole package, because the first episode felt way more clunky and trying to rush through things, while this episode, even though it did speedrun a bit of things, like the test went really fast, I expected it to go way slower. But in terms of pacing for the actual thematic moments, I think it did a good job pacing that out. So I don't have much complaints. I thought it was, I'll bump this episode up from last episode. I gave that a 5 out of 10. I'll say this was a solid 6.5 out of 10, if not 7 out of 10. Like a really good start. Some boring parts, some parts that I was kind of tuned out on because they were largely whatever. I did not really care much about the test, but I really did care a lot about the initial moment and the conflict between the two siblings. So yeah, that was episode 2. Looking forward to seeing what's up with episode 3. Bye bye.